Hello, everyone. Today we have with us the absolutely gorgeous Pooja Makhija. And for the few of you who don't know her, I'll give you a short introduction about her. I'm sure most of you already know who Pooja Makhija is. So, Pooja is one of the most famous nutritionists who has transformed many lives by understanding the power of food. Her clientele includes people from all walks of life, whether it's CEOs, actors, yoga instructors, personal trainers, mothers, and many more. However, at the core of Pooja's activities, be it her talks, the health portal, or her clinic, is her ongoing mission to educate people about nutrition. So, Pooja, tell us, where did this whole journey begin from?
The whole journey began when I was studying nutrition. And of course, my mom saw the nutritionist in me, and it was very fortunate that she kicked me in the right path. And she was the one who said that nutrition is something that I think you're going to marvel at. And while I studied nutrition, and amidst all of us, food is everywhere, right? The conversation in any party, any restaurant, any get together, any kitty party is all about what is the latest, kya khana chahiye, isko kaise pakana chahiye, isko kaise nahi khana chahiye, kaise patla hona chahiye, kaise water retention nikalna chahiye. So everything was all about food. And while I studied nutrition, what I studied and what I heard was completely false, because what I understood about how the body needed to be fed versus how I saw how people were feeding their bodies, I was like, oh my God, someone needs to wake up, shake up, and make the world realize that food is not such a big enemy as everyone thought growing up, including myself. So the mission started from being able to bring to light the reality and the truth about how we should be looking at food, how we should be eating food, how we should be talking about food, and really what respect we should be giving food, because in eventuality, we are but what we eat. But sadly, our relationships with food are so skewed and so grilled and troubled and tormented and influenced by today social media, friends, and what my neighbor did and what a celebrity did, that we are forgetting food in its core essence. We are forgetting what actually we are eating for.
That's true. And in fact, the Punjabi in me knows that when we finish lunch, we want to know what's for dinner. So tell me, what was the vision behind this whole thing that you launched? Tell us something about Nourish. What was the vision behind it?
So when Nourish first started, it was just a very small attempt of a very small, just graduated, post-graduated nutritionist who was trying to make her place in the industry. It all started with, let me help 4 people change their relationship and their outlook with food. I guess God was kind. Perhaps my principles were strong. The results were miraculous. And that's how that little, so I don't know how many of you know this, but I started my journey as my first clinic was actually a waxing cabin in a salon. It was my uncle owned a salon. So in the basement of the salon, there were different waxing cabins. And one of the waxing cabin I had revamped into a tiny clinic, which I said I'm going to give diets out of. It's humbling to think where you start from today, but it was gratifying at that time. And I called it my clinic even back then. And so that's how it started. It just started as a very straightforward, pure, clean attempt to be able to help as many people as I can. Of course, as the momentum gained, as word of mouth spread, then I decided that the vision needs to get more than just this one person can help a one-on-one. So I decided that I will write a book, and I will give all the knowledge that I have in a book so that I can help as many people, because I'm not going, how many lives can I influence one-on-one? So let them read the book and let them really change how they look and see food and be able to influence themselves. So I wrote my first book, Eat Delete. That was in 2010, where Eat Delete was published. And it was really picked up well. It was translated into 5 different languages, and it really did well. And then came about the revolution of online. And my brother is a computer engineer, and he said, kitne jano se one-on-one baat karegi? Let's get Nourish and let's make Nourish genie. Let's put you into the pockets of the world, and let's create a genie, an online version of Pooja Makhija, who is a Nourish genie, which sits on an app in everybody's phones. And therefore, you can talk to people all over the world and influence everyone sitting at the back end behind a laptop. So came about Nourish Genie. So the idea all along was just to be able to influence as many lives as I can and really bring people back to basics. So if you know my diet is nothing novel. It is not, it is nothing out of a hat. It is not something I made up or created or is vastly different in terms of, oh my God, who thought of that? It isn't. It's actually just bringing people back to basics. It is teaching them how to eat as our body physiology demands. It is nothing new or novel. Quite frankly, it is quite as our Indian ancestors ate. Today, every single day we are learning one more. Every day we hear a new theory that is clinically proven by the West that actually our ancestors did all along. Whether that's the use of turmeric in our khana or stopping to eat at sunset and therefore intermittent fasting, whether it was sitting in a particular posture to be able to digest your food from the minute you sit down to eat, all of this, and even the posture, for example, that our ancestors used to use the bathroom. Today, the West converting their Western toilets into an Indian style by just perching the knees up while sitting on a pot. And our ancestors knew very well that that's the best way for our body to eliminate all toxins. So today, everything our ancestors did is coming to the forefront because West is showing it with science and theories and studies. But so my entire core was to bring to light how we have to go back to basics, how we have to eat how our forefathers ate.
Wow. So it was, you actually had the vision. You may have started small, but you actually had the vision to literally go international. And that's amazing. Congratulations. I mean, it's what you've achieved is humongous. It's really great. So tell me, apart from the physical importance of food, what is the mental and emotional importance of food?
Oh, food connects with us on every single aspect. It's not only about how food is physically affecting us, but it's also a lot about how food emotionally drives us. So food is how most of us connect with our loved ones, right? If you see your grandmom showing you love by making her famous ghar ke haath ka sheera, or whether it is, so we emotionally connect over food. That's one aspect of food. But what is another very important aspect of food is that how you think and how your moods are also affected by your food. Now, how much attention I have when I'm talking to you, or how emotionally content or happy or satisfied I may currently be feeling, is not something that I have eaten 20 years ago or something that I have eaten as a child. Literally 60 to 90 minutes before what is in my tummy is going to influence how I'm behaving today, how my attention, energy, stamina is currently. That's how quickly you are what you eat affects you. So whether it is emotional disturbances in terms of depression or anxiety, whether it is mental disorders such as Alzheimer's, or you have eating disorders such as anorexia or bulimia, all of these, people think that all of this is starting with our mind, okay? Because our brain is the control center of the body, right? Wouldn't you think that how you feel is decided by your brain, right? But today, research clearly tells us that the control center of your body is not your brain. It is your gut. Because One signal that the brain sends the gut sends 9 signals back to the brain. So how you feel emotionally is not what is happening here. It is what is happening here. Because 90% of our serotonin and our dopamine is made in our gut. So if you are providing the raw material properly to your internal pharmaceutical industry, you're going to get all the happy hormones and the serotonin and the happy dopamine and the good sleep and the melatonin all arising from your gut. So when people address issues such as depression or anxiety, and they find a reason of a pill for an ill, that's not the only solution. But addressing how the person is eating, how the person looks at the food, how the person addresses or cooks that food, how that food is eaten in what duration, what is the temperature of the food, what is the portion sizes of the food, all of this makes a magnitude of difference when it comes to taking care of any emotional or mental disorders. And that's something that needs to come to the forefront, that if you need to address emotional stability, you need to address what's going on your plate. Once you address how you eat and how you feed this body, please understand, every single bite you put into your body is information. Every single bite. Whether you want to give your body good information towards it progressing and striving, or you want to give your body bad information towards illness and burping and indigestion and anger and irritability and depression, food is information. You give your body the right information, your body knows how to process it, how to manufacture vitamins from it, enzymes from it, medicines from it. Your body is a self-sufficient being. It just requires the right ingredients in terms of eating.
Wow. So you see, depression and mental health has become very big topics. So tell me 3 foods that are good to address mental health.
First and foremost, I would be focusing on the proteins, okay? Because proteins are where your body is going to get the amino acid tryptophan. Tryptophan in your body is then going to release serotonin and the happy hormone, okay? So you require that cycle. And tryptophan, the serotonin then gives you melatonin. Melatonin is what gives you good sleep. And sleep is very important because your body repairs, grows, and recovers in its sleep. So if you don't get good sleep, you wake up cranky. See, any one of us who doesn't sleep well one night is going to wake up irritable and cranky the next day. So a person who has to address emotional stability has to get good sleep. And for good sleep and for good happy hormones, proteins are the one most important criteria I would be focusing on. Good quality proteins in terms of dals, pulses, legumes, nuts, seeds, if you're non-vegetarian, your eggs and your chicken and your fish. This is where your body is going to get the good quality of nutrition in terms of protein. The other one very important nutrient that I would be focusing on is magnesium, because magnesium is really correlated with mental health and well-being. There was a very large study done where they addressed, they took people who are on depression medication and supplemented them with about 400 to 500 milligrams of magnesium every day. And they realized that they were very quickly could halve the medication of depression that were being given. And over a period of time, with a good lifestyle change, of course, they were able to help them wean off antidepressants and completely take charge of their life with good food, nutrition, and minerals such as magnesium. So I would really be focusing on magnesium, good magnesium. And when I talk about magnesium, you can get them from your nuts and seeds and whole legumes and dark green leafy vegetables. Magnesium is rich there. But when we're talking about it being used for some disorders, for example, like a mental disorder, we definitely need it in a little higher dose than what we can eat from our diet. So therefore, using dietary supplementation in terms of a magnesium glycinate can really help bring about a vast difference in your emotional well-being as well. So I would focus on proteins, I would focus on magnesium. And lastly, although nobody thinks of this as an important nutrient, water is a very important nutrient in our body that is neglected on so many fronts. Just because it's calorie-less, odorless, tasteless, colorless, we feel that it is useless. but it's really not. Water is a very important aspect for your growth and your recovery. So when you are hydrated enough, you sleep better. When you sleep better, your body can repair and manufacture its fighting capacity to its optimum level. Water is very, very crucial to have clear bowel movements and therefore removal of toxins from the body. When we are talking about any kind of illness in the body, whether it is emotional or mental illness, or it is a physical illness, how our body detoxifies is very, very crucial, and water is a very important nutrient in the detoxification process. So water is crucial on so many fronts, and therefore those would be my 3 main nutrients to focus on.
So that's very valuable information, and I'm sure
it's very doable. It's very doable.
It's
See,
very,
it doesn't have to be.
exactly.
It doesn't have to be rocket science. It doesn't have to be, climb up the Himalayas and pluck a purple color leaf and then take it in the middle of the night or a full moon on a full moon night to be able to help yourself. We don't have. But you know what? People don't want simple solutions. People want these complicated ones that will say, अमावस की रात की आधी रात को अगर आप वहां से वो पर्पल कलर का पत्ता उठा के खाओगे तो आपका डिप्रेशन चला जाएगा. People will believe you and people will want to do it. But if you tell people sleep better, eat better, drink better, and improve your health, they'll be like, that's nothing that can be done. Yeah.
Okay. So what does a day in your life look like?
Okay. So a day in my life is actually very truly blessed, because waking up in the morning to have an aim and a mission in life, to be able to run to a place you love, I think is in itself a blessing.
Right.
So yeah, I may sometimes want to snooze 5 minutes more or 10 minutes more, but the drive to reach my clinic is something that pulls me out of bed on every single day basis. Regular day when kids have school starts relatively earlier. So the kids' breakfast time is something that is very important for me. So, and my kids are a tad bit, I would say, bored of the healthy breakfast that they get every single day. So I have to keep thinking of smarter, more innovative ways to give them their egg whites so that they eat it. So that's one meal that I cook myself, but for my girls, not for myself, but I cook for them for sure. So they like the eggs that mama makes. So that's one meal that I run down to first give them and make sure that their tummies are fed and the car has started well for them before school. So that's one thing that I personally enter the kitchen to make. So that's that. Then it's a quick shower and run and breakfast and run to work. Work is where the day starts and where the day ends. Is it just how they show a pack of cards that fly and suddenly it's done. That's quite the day it looks. It's marvelous. It's marvelous that you find to do something that drives you, that you don't really realize how it becomes from 10 a.m. it becomes 5 p.m. and the day is over. Of course, along the 10 to 5 p.m. I have 7 chota dabbas that walk with me, and every 2 hours those dabbas open. And while eating, while interviewing, while consulting, I am in the middle of that eating, and shamelessly eating and proudly eating. 5 o'clock when I come back home is again the nutritionist shuts down and the mama has to be alive again. But in between this, there has to be a 15-20 minute shutdown period for my brains to recoup and for my mind to be fresh again. So whatever time I walk in home, whether it's 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. or sometimes a little later, I have to shut my eyes for at least a 15-20 minute snooze. And that 15-20 minutes gives me a battery for the next 5 to 6 hours, because without that snooze, I'm quite a crabby person. Then is the kids, their classes, what are they eating? Sometimes take up a little bit of homework. My girls are now quite big, so I really don't have to sit down with them and teach them math or biology. 5-6 years ago, that was the agenda. I used to sit down and do maths with them and do the respiratory system and the ecosystem with the children. But now I don't have to do that. They study by themselves. 6 to 7 is usually my workout time. So either I go hit the gym or I work out in my house itself. Yasmin has been kind enough to send me enough home materials, so I work out at home. And then it's just a little bit, sometimes I do a little bit of cooking for PM the chef. After that, a little bit of social media recording here and there, just chill with my mum and my father-in-law. I sometimes watch Saas Bahu serials with my mother because she likes me to sit with her, and she wants me to sit with her, but she still wants to watch her Saas Bahu serials. So then I sit down with her and I also sit and watch some Saas Bahu serials. My husband comes back home by then. It's dinner time. Then we'll have dinner. Post dinner, my husband is a massively social human being. So lockdown was lovely. We had nowhere to go. But now that the world is opening up, he has agendas and plans to take me here and take me there. Sometimes I fulfill them. Sometimes I behave like Cinderella and jump into bed. But sometimes even I like going out. So after dinner is over, we always eat dinner. Even if we're going for dinner, we will always eat dinner. That's a ground rule in my house. So we can eat a lighter dinner, but then we do eat dinner. And then if we stepped out, bravo. If we didn't step out, then it's again a tad bit of TV. This laptop then opens up because the Nourish Genie module is usually worked on at night behind this thing. So about from 9:30 onwards, I will do a little bit of work. And then, as I said, I'm Cinderella. By 11:30 or max 12 o'clock, I'm in bed.
Oh, nice. So you're not a binge watcher of any OTT shows and stuff like that. That's not
at all. I watch TV of what others in front of me are watching. So while I'm working on the laptop, my husband will be watching something. So I will see whatever he's watching. When I'm sitting with my kids, I'll be watching Gossip Girl or something that they are watching. And like I said, when I sit with my mother, I'm watching Kyuki Saas Bhi Kabhi Bahu Thi.
By the way, I don't think Saas Bahu comes anymore. The Saas Kabhi Bahu Thi.
No, not Saas Bhi Kabhi Bahu Thi. Now my mother-in-law watches that. There's that same Ram and Priya. They're,
Yeah, they're all the same.
Yeah, they're repeating it in a newer generation. The name is the same, but there's Ram and Priya and Mr. Ram and Priya. I don't know, whatever.
I have no idea what you're talking about. So.
Oh no, yeah. I watch it with a dumb head and a dumb mind. So not that anything registered, but I see it.
So what is a piece of advice you'd like to give to the young kids of today when nutrition is concerned?
Oh, that's my soft spot. That's my focus spot. I don't know whether I've not mentioned it on where my vision is for the next 5 to 10 years, but my vision actually focuses more on children. Having seen how I have taught my kids about food, and I have seen their choices of food, and I see how they are shaping up in terms of physical well-being and mental well-being, and whether it is regularity of menstrual cycles or acne or their relationship with food and how it affects their memory and the importance of sleep. That I'm a Hitler when it comes to sleep timings. Even during holidays, I have very strict sleep timings. And but I have realized that a little bit of discipline brought about in their tender years while you're shaping the child is job done. Because if you teach the child about the importance of protein and sleep and water and nutrients, they are all, so it's not that my children don't eat junk food or unhealthy food. Just yesterday, my daughters have ordered a Sorrentino pizza. It's not that they don't eat unhealthy food, but they know the value of correct eating. For example, just like 20 minutes ago, my daughter had very severe menstrual cramps and she was like, Mama, I haven't eaten my egg in the morning. I think I need protein. So that's not something that I had to tell her. That 14-year-old told me, I didn't eat eggs in the morning. I woke up late. We have summer holidays. I ate lunch straight. I think I need my protein. Can you make me a tasty egg? So she herself realized that that I need my protein. I didn't need to highlight it to her. And my aunt was sitting with us on the table, and she was like, if she has pain, just give her a cramping medicine. And I said, no, we don't take medicines where it's not needed. If she can have her protein and feel better, she's just going to have her protein and her water, and she will feel better. So that's what we have to realize, that food is medicine. We don't really need to pop a pill for every ill that we have, because that's not the solution to the problem. That's just a topical solution to the symptom of the problem. But the main problem arises from the root, from the food that you eat. So my vision for the next 5 to 10 years is just to focus on children, which is why my last 2 books were on child nutrition. And the N for Nourish was a book written purely for children. It was the first book in India written for Indian children to read themselves and understand and how to take care of themselves. So if I have to give one message to the youth of today, I would say, pay a little bit more attention to your food. I know food is to be eaten for fun and recreation and to tickle and stimulate your taste buds. And I'm not saying healthy food has to be boring, monotonous, and unpalatable. Healthy food can be as nutritious, as tasty as you want to make it. All you have to do is a little bit of attempts, a little bit of a chef hat, a little bit of mixing and matching. And so as long as you are eating a balanced meal in terms of your proteins and your carbs and your vitamins and minerals, you're providing your internal factories. You are growing with. So even though my daughter, who's now 17, my older daughter who's now 17, she feels she's grown to where she's going to reach. Mama, I don't think I'm going to grow any taller. Although she feels that she's not growing, you are still growing. You and I are still growing. Our skin cells are evolving. We change, our entire body changes cells at the rate of 35 days, 70 days. Every cell is being replaced. So we are growing every single day. And in your youthful years, you are growing emotionally, mentally, physically. Everything is growing. So if you just give your body the right nutrition, I'm not saying be boring, monotonous, and a nun or a monk and never do something fun or eat something tasty. But 80% of the time, give your body good, nutritious information. You are going to see magic in terms of how your body is healing, how your skin reflects, how your hair is, how your menstrual cycles are, how your memory improves, how your speed and agility for sports or whatever it is that you're investing in. These are the years you're investing to better tomorrow. But if you don't understand food and nutrition, you're just handing over your tomorrow to the ologist world like me, the dermatologist, the nutritionist, the diabetologist. And we are seeing that diseases are growing and becoming so common and rampant, and they're catching us younger and younger. Puberty never hit us till 13 and 14. Now puberty is hitting us at 9. We are the diabetes capital of the world. We have the highest number of childhood obesity in India. Diabetes is hitting us earlier in the day. Everything is hitting us earlier in the day. We are getting children getting heart attacks and dying out of heart attacks. 18-year-old children getting a heart attack. What's happening to the world? It's just wrong food information. So if you just address a little bit, I'm not saying become nutritionist and read books and write PhDs, but pay a little bit of attention to food, you're going to marvel, excel, and shine in your tomorrow.
So Pooja, tell us what's next for you.
What's next? There's lots of nexts. Pooja has a huge to-do list in her life. Pooja wants to have a tiffin service. She wants to have Nourish cafes. She wants to write another book. So we've done Eat Delete. We've done Eat Delete Junior. The next one is Eat Delete Gold, which is for senior citizens and how they can take care of themselves and avoid illnesses and prevent medication. So there's a book in the making. There is lots that Pooja wants to do. It's just that the day only has 24 hours. But inshallah, lots will be done sooner or later.
Pooja, we could actually go on. This is such a vast topic. We could just go on and on and on. But now I'm going to move to something which is a quick, interesting thing, which is quick bites. I'm going to ask you a question where you can give me either a one-word answer or a sentence, whatever you like, but it's quick bites. So
Okay.
what is your favorite wellness destination?
Oh, it's Maldives for sure.
I was expecting that. So which are the top
You've
three?
you've seen how many times I've gone there. So I can go there. I can go there that many more times in the next 6 months.
Super. Let's go back. So what are your top three destinations on your bucket list?
Top 3 destinations that I haven't been to.
Yes, you haven't been to and they're on your bucket list.
I definitely want to see Iceland. I want to go to Machu Picchu. I want to go to Bora Bora because again, that's very similar to Maldives.
Yeah, it looks like the sea is in you, huh? The beaches and the sea. So, what is the one thing without which you cannot step out of home?
Food.
Food. Oh,
I always have to have food on me because I don't know how long I'm gone for. And then if I'm hungry and if I don't have anything healthy, I'll be a cranky baby. So I never leave home without some dabba dabbi or a ziploc of food.
That is a very new answer I've got. Usually I get some girls say mascara, somebody says my phone. So I've never heard this before that I don't leave home without food. Very interesting. Typical of a nutritionist, I guess. So the snacks that you like to munch on.
Nourishables, of course, but I love to munch on nuts. I love to munch on seeds. I love to munch on makhana, chana, sing, all of those.
All healthy foods, huh? Pizza nahi bola, chal good. What is your style quotient in one word?
Easy, simple, and extremely comfortable.
Okay. One person you will always look up to.
As cliche as it sounds, it's always my mom. She always shows me the direction for anything and everything I get stuck at. So I'm sorry. At the cost of being super cliche, it's always going to be my mom.
That's fine. So what's your fitness mantra?
You are what you eat, and you are also what you cheat.
Okay, very good. Must-haves in your vanity kit.
Sorry?
Must-have in your vanity kit.
Lip gloss.
Okay. Must-have in your wardrobe.
A nice silhouette gown.
Okay. One cuisine that you love to binge on.
Japanese and Indian.
Okay. Your favorite hobby.
Talking.
Okay. A superpower you wish you had.
Oh, I wish I could fly.
Okay. A crazy rumor you heard about yourself.
That I have 3 kids.
Okay. Where's the third one? Okay. All right. A skill you would like to master.
Oh, I'd love to be able to sing or play an instrument. I'm useless at notes and music.
Bathroom singer?
वो भी नहीं, वो भी बहुत bad हूँ.
Chalo, you can't be good at everything. Your guilty pleasure?
Cheesecake, a baked cheesecake.
Favorite way to unwind?
Read or sit on a hammock and just stare at the stars.
Okay. Maldives. Something you never take for granted?
My health.
A mantra you live by?
Eat with thought and live, shine, and glow.
Fabulous. You're going to get the wellness hamper.
Yeah, I'm sure you said that to everyone, rascal.
No, I haven't actually. I don't think Luke got the wellness hamper, although whatever. Okay, now I'm going to ask you, tell us something about the trip we just had to Soneva Soul with GlobalSpa.
Oh, the trip with GlobalSpa and that too to Soneva Soul was was just soulfully so good. See, there are a couple of things that you can't go wrong with. Okay, you have beautiful ocean, you have beautiful healthy food, you have beautiful fun friends, you have the perfect weather, you have a short flight, you have you have you literally have everything that like there are a few things that are the perfect recipe, perfect ingredients to make a perfect recipe. And I think that's exactly what this trip was all about. We had just the perfect ingredients to make the perfect trip, whether it was in terms of productivity, whether it was in terms of learning. And mind you, for me, life is all about learning. Every single day, I must learn something that I didn't know yesterday. That is quite my mantra, that learn every single day. You never know everything in the world. And every holiday teaches you something about cultures and something about cuisines and something about some other part of the world. But the trip to Soneva Soul was so enriching in terms of the kind of work I do, in terms of what are the different modalities that I can use to help my patients, the newer things that some of which I wasn't aware of. So along with fun and pleasure and sun and beach and swimming, there was a lovely cocktail of learning and progressively multiplying your quotient of knowledge. That also, it's such a beautiful place. It was just like, I can't describe, I don't know how to describe it, but how they say now, you have like the perfect cake and then you have the perfect cherry on the cake that makes it a masterpiece. I think this trip was quite a masterpiece in itself. We got some gorgeous pictures, we got some gorgeous footage, we had gorgeous people with, and none of them had whims and through tantrums or was acting one smarter than the other. Everyone was trying to gel, everyone was trying to vibe, everyone was trying to go with everyone's flow. I think it was just perfect. It's very difficult to find such diverse people and still find so much unity in what we were doing, so much fun in what we were doing. Everyone was supporting each other. No one was trying to pull one another down. No, I should look better. No, no, first do for me. No, my makeup is not good. I don't think there was even the tiniest bit of jealousy, or all of those negative words were not even anywhere near us. It was all about fun and learning and joy and giving. It was just beautiful.
Yeah, I agree with you. We were 14 of us and 14 people all gelled together. That really is something.
And 14 people who have never met before. Okay, 14. So other than Yasmin and I, other than Yasmin and I, who know each other, there were other 14 people who have never met before. So whether it was Rohan, or it was Luke, or it was Luke's wife, or it was all of us. It just felt like, oh, we've been friends forever, and each of us are here to help each other. So for example, if Chahat came and said, hey, let's fix that hair, or Riya would come and say, hey Pooja, that makeup is not looking as good as this, let's try this. So there wasn't any animosity or any jealousy or anything. There was just like, we are all here to have lots of fun, and we are all here to lift each other up. And I think that in itself, that emotion is what has made all of us, whenever we think of Soneva Soul and the trip that we have, everyone has a smile on their face, and everyone's like, can we go back? Because that was that much fun involved. When there is, I just believe that anything you do with a positive heart or a positive attitude or an outlook always has happy quotient of memories. And I think we filled our box with some glorious memories that will last us a lifetime.
Absolutely. And I always say, like, all of us, 14 of us, have literally become friends for life, which is super.
Yeah.
Which is super. So, okay, on this very happy and positive note, I'm going to say bye. Thank you so much. And we are so excited about the issue coming out. Trust me, the talkers table, the BTS, everything looks So stunning. I mean, if I had my way, I would launch it tomorrow. But well, we have to wait. So, and bye, Pooja. Thank you so much. I'm sure we're going to have many more such conversations. Bye, sweetheart.
Love you,
Bye.
darling. Thank you.